a Sunday stream. Been a little while since we've done that, but in order to kind of maximize the amount of New England content we can do and be able to hunt in real life as much as possible, this was kind of the best option. So I'm looking forward to getting out here more. I really have only like unlocked stuff and done the one video, so this will only be, I mean, within the first 6 hours of playing anyway. And by the way, I like that question. Let me go to that first. Can you customize your vehicles? You cannot yet, but surely that's something they could do with the existing skins, right? I mean, if they just added a little bit to what they've done and made it possible, I'd like that. Let me customize what my quad looks like. Maybe I'd actually use it. Hopefully they do that. But anyway, just before this stream started, I was just sitting at a lodge getting ready to, start this, and shot a diamond that we didn't have before. And I'm not going to say what it is because it's going to be in tomorrow's video, but already things are getting interesting here. Do you have that list of species? Yeah, I knew you typed it out. Scarecrow's grinding for a great one. Moose, you should try. On release, we'll grind for one. I'm seriously not sure if anything in this early access counts. It may. I don't know. Because with Mississippi, that was like the first ever early access that 100% counted. Whatever we shot in early access on Mississippi carried over to our live game. Then came the AR weapon pack, I think. Was that before Revan I guess it would have been. I want to say that stuff didn't count. And then Revan didn't count. And the handgun stuff, I think it counted. So I'm trying to decide, like, whether or not anything we do here is actually going to matter. And I don't want to put in all that time to grind for a great one, Moose, and goodness, get one, and then it not even count. It's your birthday, Waylon. Happy birthday, man. Hope you're having a good one. Crow said it did not save. See, I've heard that, like, it's going to be the same as the past, and I'm like, well, in the past, there's been both, so I don't know what that means. Hunting later today with a flintlock. Nice. I'm coming to terms with the fact that I'm going to have to do a good bit of late season hunting this year, and I intend to do it mostly with a bow, but I've got a spot where I kind of think there may be a chance with a flintlock, like extend that range a little beyond 30 yards, like what I'd go with a bow, and I might be able to get an extra deer or two. We have not shot a buck here in PA in the first week of rifle. I did get a doe last Sunday, a week ago actually. No bucks though. They should let dogs bring you birds. Yeah, so there was like a poll that came out prior to the release of the Bloodhounds, and the question was like, would you like specialized dogs that do a particular task, or one dog that does all the tasks? And my guess would be specialized dogs won that poll. So we would have to see another breed of dogs. Is there new fox animations? I know they got the redo with the models, and I've been wanting to shoot one wherever he just went, but he seemed to be running a lot faster. Okay, how has he disappeared? You're on the list to shoot, sir, so if you don't mind. He must have went straight up the hill. But he was definitely going way faster than they used to. Can you put a skin killer on your binoculars? That's another one. You cannot, but I'd really like to see that added. Right now, it's only the weapons. Glad you're streaming. I'm 60 in your stream, making me feel better. Hopefully you get well soon, man. They chose the most useless type of dog to add first. There are situations where it helps, but I'm mostly with you. Like, tracking in Call of the Wild is just easy, so the necessity for a Bloodhound's not really there. I'll tell you though, actually, the super special secret diamond I shot earlier, I almost needed a Bloodhound for that because of a bug that I think is going on. I'm pretty sure it's a bug. I couldn't see any setting that I had incorrect. And maybe later in the stream we'll get to see it, but luckily I was able to find it without. Ooh, that's a thick 7. Why does it? Is it because he's through the reeds? He looks funny. Max weight estimate though. Can you just turn this way, sir? Don't you do this. Turn back. they should add scrapes and rubs to the game. That would be a neat... See, like, making them as a zone doesn't make a ton of sense, because that's not really how they're used, but it would be a cool identifiable track, perhaps? They need, like, Labrador and things like that that can also flush rabbits. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff they could do with dogs, and I'm surprised. Like, I thought Bloodhounds did go over pretty well, to be honest. I'm sort of shocked they never did do more. Neither one of those shots hit. I am noticing pheasants seem to flush from further away now, which, you know, realism-wise, that's probably good. I always sort of hated it when you would run up to a pheasant and they just wouldn't take off. So, I noticed a thing here. If you look at what highlights, it's kind of like the old Red Fox model underneath the new fluffiness. I don't mind that too much, but let's take a close look. 11.86. They almost... I think what they've really done here is they've made the big Red Fox make more sense. Like, if you look at this, you can imagine that being a 30-pound fox. The old foxes all look like they were about 12 pounds. I'm a fan of this. I like it. We'll have to go into the lodge. No need to mount this particular one because we have others from the past. But I do want to take a look at them. So was it like Hirsch and Leighton combined? Sort of. Like environment-wise? I wouldn't say... I don't get a lot of Leighton vibes here. Leighton is far more open. This is very much a Hirschfelden layout, but in North America. And if that's what you mean by Hirsch and Leighton combined, then yes. What's up, Vandals? Like the new Fox model? I do as well. I always thought the old Fox model was just fine, though. And I mentioned that before, too. Like, it's curious that they've decided to do that. Does that mean they've got something future Red Fox planned? You know, Great One Wise or otherwise? Mayhaps. Would you like if they added double aught and triple aught buckshot? I mean, yeah. More options for, like, ammo selection that allows you to do a specific thing would be awesome. I've always thought they could do that with bows. What if you had the ability to select a particular broadhead and maybe a particular, I was gonna say arrow spine, but that's getting too complicated. Let's just go with a particular broadhead and an arrow weight, and sort of allow you to customize, you know, your speed versus your, maybe, you know, super pinpoint accuracy. If you go with a fixed blade, you might have a little less accuracy, but a little more punch. If you go with a expandable, you're going to be like 100% accurate, but it's going to be a little less likely to punch through bone. I think something like that would be a neat thing to, like, you know, let you customize your experience for what you're trying to do. Is there a Gray Fox and Red Fox on this map? There are both, yes. Got a bull piebald moose on Leighton. There you go. Got them fancy new models. Have we shot a rare moose since then? A cow, I think. The new Fox model looks a lot better than the older model. Yeah, it is pretty good. Customize recurve or arrows? Wait. Or arrows, what would you want? I'm not sure I understand. You think Miami has a legit chance of beating the 49ers D? I think Mike McDaniel is going to have a pretty good understanding of what they're going to want to run as an offense, the Niners. But I also think that, what's-his-face, Kyle Shanahan knows what Mike McDaniel is going to want to do. So it's going to be a low-scoring game, I think. But, and in any low-scoring game, both teams have a chance. How do you like the new map? I'm enjoying it. I think it's different than what we're used to. I get Reventuli vibes a lot. Like, if you go to, let's pick any North America map. Leighton, SRP, Hirschfelden, not Hirschfelden, sorry, I'm starting to talk about my next point. What was the one I was going to pick? Rancho, not Hirschfelden. Typically, you go to the lakes, and that's what I was going to say, and got myself confused at Hirschfelden and said, SRP, not so much. But on this map, you really don't need to hunt the lakes. You can hunt the fields and the forest and stuff and find a lot of animals, which is sort of like Reventuli. You find a ton of stuff in between the lakes on that map. Danny, thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. Brother was hunting on public land on Wednesday and found a buck that was shot and left Antlers were taken. Game Warden said it was the second buck this year left. I want to punch people. Yeah, you know, a lot of guys do that. And I can't even guarantee... Are you thinking that it was somebody that shot their buck and only took the antlers? Or someone didn't even find their buck and then someone else took the antlers? Because I think it's probably that. Are you a Niners fan? I am not. I'm a Steelers fan. I do like the Niners, though. It stems from... Madden 09? Madden 11? They had like one of the best teams to use because they had a ton of speed, and I used them all the time, and now I'm a casual Niners fan. Did you ever get your monster buck from last year's rifle season mounted? I don't have it back yet. I literally just got the text from the taxidermist that the last batch of hides got back from the tannery like a couple of days ago. So I gotta go up there after rifle season's over, get some stuff picked out, and hopefully it's only going to be a matter of time from then. Andy, thank you for the super chat as well. Have you ever dove hunted? Yeah, a little bit, but rarely in the correct way. I did a lot of, like, when my dad had cornfields planted when I was younger, I would just take my pellet gun and walk up and down the rows because there'd be doves just landed there, and I would pop one or two and take them home for dinner. But a couple of times I actually, you know, properly sat at like a corner of a field or something with a shotgun. Steelers are on the bad side this year. Yeah, it shows you the value of even a, you know, 39-year-old almost dead Ben Roethlisberger, a clutch quarterback. They had 7 fourth quarter comebacks last year of their 9 wins, and you know they've been in almost every game this year. But whether it's Trubisky or Kenny Pickett, it's just lack of experience, lack of clutchness, whatever, they just don't end up winning those games. What bow do you shoot in real life? So this year I'm shooting a Darton Spectre E32. Absolutely love it. I'm hoping Darton sticks with us as far as sponsorships go because they are such nice bows. They're super quiet, very, very consistent. I think I have mine at 65 pounds, and it's still pretty flat shooting. I've shot bows around that 65-pound mark that I felt compelled to take the draw weight up to 70 or 75 to really get that flat shooting. I don't need it with this bow. At least your quarterback isn't a monster. Are you a Browns fan? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was young when Roethlisberger had his issues, so I didn't really understand it. But there was always that side, like, once I got old enough to know what was going on, it was always like, well, rooting for them to win, but I kind of don't like that stuff. So, like, you can separate it, but it sucks to sign the guy once he's done that. I don't know. Do you have the new muzzleloader? No, we used it. When did I stream that? Friday? And it just wasn't good. I couldn't kill any moose with it unless I shot him like perfectly broadside. Any frontal shot was just missing. It wasn't even that I like couldn't get the penetration, it was just missing. Captain Long, I'm assuming Long John Silver, thank you for the super chat. Great stream, you got me into the game. Thanks for those fun streams. My pleasure, man. Appreciate the support, and hopefully you're looking forward to this map coming out. Bills gang, I'm finding myself saying that I'm like rooting for a lot of teams. I want the Bills to win one though. My dad was always a big Jim Kelly fan back in the day. And of course they got to 4 Super Bowls in a row, lost them all, which is just insane. There's a Max Wave Pheasant track. And for the poor Bills fans, they've just never had a Lombardi taken home, so I'm hoping they get it. The Chiefs are just nuts again this year, though. I think it's going to be hard for anybody to beat them. What animal do you hunt in real life? Primarily whitetail. This is terrible trying to flush pheasants out of this. I can't see nothing. The plight of being short. How is the whitetail population? I'm finding a lot of whitetail. What time is it? 7:07. So they're going to drink here shortly, and we are going to go and see if we can find some. So we'll see if we can, you know, further expand our knowledge there. Please flush when we get close. I want to shoot you. You're not it. Gotta be a rooster in here somewhere. I like that they're hiding in the cornfields, though, and not just, like, running through a field in which they could hide all the way to some brush. I don't know if that was it, but we missed it both times. I don't think that was it. But his tracks are here, so maybe he flushed earlier? Run. He may not have flushed. Could he be hiding up here? Because you only get walk tracks when they're actually flying. Very fresh. But then what? I don't want to spend the entire time chasing pheasants, so unless we can just kind of see where he went, we'll likely just sort of let him go, but good to know, like, these fields down here have them. How's your morning? I'm not gonna lie, I slept in. This is the first day that we legally can't hunt since last Saturday, so 8 days ago. And I've been hunting as much as I can, and I've just been tired, so I slept for like 11 hours. What's your favorite diamond you've ever got? The piebald diamond Gray Fox last year is probably my favorite. It was quite a special kind of thing to happen because, as I recall, what made that sound? Kind of sound like a moose. Anyway, as I recall, I was getting ready to move on to like other maps and stuff. It was going to be my last video on Mississippi before switching to other maps because I had to start prepping for going to Georgia to, spend Christmas with Kyla's family, and I didn't have a diamond Gray Fox yet, and I didn't have a diamond quail yet. Got both of those in this video, and then of course the Gray Fox was a super rare. It was just all very cool. What's up, little? I don't know, Luke. I've heard both, that we can and that we can't. The red deer moose. The last information that I heard was that it's going to be the same as in the past. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Because we've had both. Can we get this moose to charge? Favorite looking diamond? I'm trying to think of like a favorite diamond rack, maybe. Some of the diamond mule deer are quite good. Charge me. Charge me. You're lame. Have you ever got a great one whitetail? I was fortunate enough to be one of the first actually to get a great one whitetail in June of 2020. Long exaggerated hey. Hey. Shadow didn't think that was funny. I know, I caused this. I'm sorry. The moose did the Tokyo Drift. So that kind of shows that it is like a death animation. It was already dead before it hit us. Because other species that would do exactly that, like die as they fall into you, it would still cause damage. But that is in some way considered an animation and not like momentum somehow. And then it doesn't damage you. Average Newport voice. Is a piebald mallard rare? Is that the same? It is. It's more rare than it used to be, but it's still not rare, if that makes sense. What is one animal that you would love to hunt in real life? A caribou Alaska hunt is top of my list, and I'd love to do that with a bow, but I think I'd be very happy to hunt one with a gun too. It's the type of thing where most likely it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and when it comes to those types of things, I prefer to, give myself as good odds of success as possible. First basketball game is the day after the update. Does that mean you'll have an opportunity to play a little bit prior to the update then? Or prior to the game, rather? I'm assuming then the season starts and things are going to get a little busy. Kind of thinking this pheasant flew back. Still tracks. Gonna train her to find sheds. I kind of think she would, like, if she got near one, she would go and pick it up, but I don't know that she's anywhere close to being able to sniff one out yet. I missed the first part of that winter's hype at first, but I'm seeing some issues. What such issues are we seeing? There have been some new bugs that have popped up with this for sure. Oh my god. Is this really worth it for a pheasant that's probably gonna flush 12 years away and get away again? Do you use herd management? I do not. I just think when you see the diamond numbers that come out of that, it kind of actively devalues any diamonds for that species, and I never want to get to a point where I see a diamond and I'm just like, oh cool, another one to add to my list of many hundreds. Like, I still enjoy, even when it's something that I've seen many times, a level 3 whitetail or whatever, when I see that rack. Yesterday's video, I saw the rack, and before I spotted it, there was just that little, like, anticipation and adrenaline, like, ooh, that's a diamond rack. Gotta make sure we get that, you know? Do you watch UFC? I have watched UFC exactly once in my life, and I don't really follow it. The only reason I know anything about it is because I'll listen to a good bit of the Joe Rogan Experience, and they talk about it all the time, naturally. Is it this? Oh, that's going back that way. Alright. We are not doing the Bobcat thing all over again. Let's go here. Hoping to fix the bugs fast. They get very annoying. Yeah, you know, I really hate that I'm about to say this, but I don't have a ton of hope that anything other than major bugs will get fixed fast. They've seemed to just decide that they're okay with leaving non-game breaking bugs in the game just till the next update. And we'll see, but I don't know. We've seen it too many times. Are we going to grind for the Great One Moose? Yes. I don't know where. Somebody brought up in my comments a point that I really liked. Kylo's been talking about maybe doing it on Medved. Desperation Deer Day, High-Bye, Drive-By. Good luck, dude. I hope you get that one. Been crossing my fingers and toes. Anyway, I almost got a white rhyme now. Medved, Moose Great One grind. When you're grinding for anything, there's going to be a chance that a super rare shows up. I mean, there's always a chance. But when you're shooting hundreds, thousands of something, that your odds start to increase a little bit because you're just seeing so many. I shot that albino diamond moose on Medved, you know, long before trophy lodges. This would be a little over 4 years ago. And I kind of like the idea of trying to grind there in case the super rare shows up and it can be a nostalgia type moment. So we may do that. Last time I tracked a max weight pheasant, it trolled. I didn't know pheasants could troll. When's the angler coming to console? That is a good question. I don't know why. I can't imagine it's a good sign, but they just, for whatever reason, just like don't answer that. First stream here, how's your day been? Been good so far. I was saying earlier, this is the first day that we haven't been able to rifle hunt in the last 8 days. So I just slept in and, you know, tried to get caught back up. I was talking, speaking of Bottom Boy, he was in here a moment ago on his last day of rifle season. He said, I don't know if it was a Joe Rogan podcast or what he was listening to a podcast of, but there was like a sleep doctor that said you can't like catch up on sleep by sleeping for like 11 hours after not sleeping well for a week. And he and I agree that if you hunt for a week and sleep for 11 hours, it's the best feeling ever. So, I don't care what they say. Why don't you hunt the ringneck pheasants in Quattro? I think we probably will. It's just that this is the new map right now, so spending time here. We all deserve more love. Yes. Pheasants on Hirsch? That could be fun. Yeah, you agree? No. Are you going to keep doing the Twitch streams? The schedule seems very inconsistent. This time of year, the schedule's a mess. With real life hunting and then like traveling for Christmas and stuff. I don't know if we're gonna stream Friday on Twitch or not this week, but then next week, and I think the week after it, I'm trying to think of when we leave. Anyway, it's basically gonna continue to be inconsistent until after Christmas, and then things will go back to normal. Yeah? Thought Shadow was a raccoon warning call? Bet you could call one in. Anyone know what the new map for Way the Hunter's gonna be? I don't think that information's out yet. What is my favorite map? My favorite map remains to be Leighton Lakes. Partially because, like, the species there and stuff, it was, at the beginning of Call of the Wild, the closest thing I had to hunting where I do here in PA in real life. Now that's not so much the case. New England is the closer map to where I hunt in real life. So I think I'm open to having my favorite map be changed, but Leighton falls into, I'd say, the category that most maps do. Like, it's open areas, you hunt around water a lot, it's fairly, like, straightforward. I do think New England is going to be a little more like Hirschfelden in that it's a little tougher to, like, spot animals from a distance and stuff. You're gonna spook more things, but at the same time, you've got, like, the bird species and stuff that I think are gonna make it closer to Red where you're kind of non-stop having opportunities. Best weapon for whitetail, I gotta say it's the 308. By the way, I did, like, the most basic thing ever and did the digital army camo on this. Best way to grind for whitetails? I would probably... You have to choose a map first, right? And I don't know about New England yet, we'll have to see. But I think Reventuli or Rancho are still going to be your best options. And you just gotta, you know, pick 15 or 20 zones where you have bucks and place tents, shoot the bucks, and repeat. Do I hunt in real life? I do. Got on this channel probably 30 or more hunting videos by now. Over the last 4 seasons, it might be more than that. It's probably like 40 years, so. Counting turkey hunting and deer hunting, anyway. Favorite weapon in real life? Well, it's got to be the rifle I hunt with. It's a 7mm Mod 8 Weatherby Vanguard. I just love the thing. We've shot 3 deer with it now. I've shot my buck last year and a doe this year, and Kyla shot her doe last year. We have yet to track anything, so I think that's definitely a good start. It's just the knockdown power is nuts. All of the deer actually have dropped. The most recent doe, I shot it through the heart. It dropped, got up, ran maybe 20 yards, and just, you know, expired. So it's a really good combo of speed and, like, flat shooting and knockdown power. I can't tell if it's just my OBS being weird, but it looks like we're lagging just slightly. Currently waiting to go duck hunting this afternoon. There you go. That was something I was wanting to get into last year, and I never ended up doing it. We had some ducks around here, like in the creek and stuff, and I thought, it'd be cool to, like, you know, hunt in the creek and shoot a duck, but then you see them every day, and I don't want to shoot those ducks. Are you big on bow hunting? Absolutely. I finally shot my first buck with a bow that I got on film. I had one prior archery buck kill in, like, 2016. So the one in West Virginia this year, which will be in a video later this year at some point, that one I got on film. It was like 7:30 a.m., so, like, good light. The footage isn't, like, perfect, but I'm really happy with it. If you try to self-film a bow kill, as anybody that's done it can attest, it's tough to get, like, ideal footage and get a shot, so I'm really happy with it. Why do you use mainly bows in Classic but not Call of the Wild? Using guns, let me put it this way, actually. Not so much using guns. Spooking animals in Classic has more of like a negative consequence than it does in Call of the Wild. Like, we actively, intentionally spook things in Call of the Wild all the time. And, you know, as we're spooking this bobcat up here, it's not difficult to end up getting it. And even if we don't shoot it right now like we just did, we'd be able to track it down, follow it, wait till it goes nervous, and take the shot. There's none of that in Classic. If you spook an animal, they're going to run probably out of your render, and then they're going to stand there in what you might call alert, sort of like how Call of the Wild is, and they're going to be more likely to spook. So now you got to go like really slow, you got a glass ahead of you all the time, and if you spook it again, it starts all over. And a lot of times you do spook it again. So using bows in Classic, there's always probably going to be one animal you're trying to get. You're going to be trying to call in one thing. But other things that may be around, as opposed to just shooting that one animal you're after with a gun, you shoot it with a bow, and then the other things around don't spook, and you have the potential to run into more stuff a lot, more quickly. Will you do more videos on your beginner series? I need to. I really do. It was like revamp for 21, 22, and 22 is almost over. I always run out of because I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of what the first things you should do getting started out in Call of the Wild is, but once you sort of unlock the 7mm, I never know what direction to take the guides in, because I think once you have that, you're all set, really. Have you tried moose meat? I've had elk. I've had bison. I can't say I've had moose. I assume it's similar to beef, but kind of venison-y in the fact that it would be a little leaner than beef. Why does the must get messed up a diamond? I'm going to need more information on the situation. I don't know. Do you happen to know why my Classic can't run unless on potato settings, even though I can run Call of the Wild on the max? There's a Steam post or a Reddit post or something that addresses that and the fix for it. If you Google it, you might be able to find the answer. I don't even know what to Google though, the Hunter bad graphics fix, or I don't know what to even search for, but I know it's an issue that people run into. I just can't even remember how you have to fix it. Similar to beef, but definitely more lean. I think I'd like to hunt moose one day, but I think about that often. I shot that doe the other day on Sunday, and I only had to drag it myself. I probably did 200 yards of dragging by myself, and then my dad got there, and we did the other 100, 150, all, uphill and stuff. It wasn't like a flat drag by any means, but it just wasn't fun. And I can only imagine trying to haul out an entire moose. I know you don't drag it. I know you pack it out in quarters, but even still, the idea that I'm always well, I probably need to get in better shape before I do that. Ever tried wolf? I can confidently say I've never tried wolf. I've cried wolf, though. That was lame? I thought it was pretty good.
No.
FOV settings, I just went with the default 60. I'm gonna shore my college for making a mediocre breakfast pizza. You should shore them for giving you a terrible education, spelling stew like that. How does this map seem for black bear? I've only done a limited amount of hunting for black bear, but the river seems to be pretty loaded with them. I think it may be a grindable thing. It's gonna depend, because I thought when SRP got its reset, I thought that it was pretty good. And then as we shot more and more bears, things kind of evened out, and there weren't nearly as many bears in the spots that we were grinding. And we'll have to see what happens with New England and if that's going to be the case here, because there's a chance that the river's loaded until you shoot some bears and then they're all elsewhere and it's even slower than SRP was. It's just going to depend. We'll have to try it out and find out. Speaking of bears. Stream on YouTube on a Sunday? Yeah, try to, switch things up, make it as possible as we can to get a bunch of New England content out, and also hunt in real life as much as possible. I don't know if that alert's going to come through. Sometimes the memberships are weird. Active Dragon, thanks for the 11 months. Scroll up. Liking the new map? I am. What have I missed? Love your content, keep it up. You haven't missed too much on the stream just yet. Apparently I didn't realize we were within 200 meters of those whitetail and spooked them all. But we've just been out exploring, chasing stuff around. There's a look at the new duckers. It's the new green-winged teal. A very distant look. What scope? Yeah, I am using the Argus scope. I just like to be able to get like a good close zoom when I'm shooting far. And while it can be a bit problematic for close range shots, especially on the move, it's just something I've gotten used to, so I don't mind it. A Turk. Let's shoot said Turk because we can see the blood fly out of them. I think the moose because of what they look like, Danny, but the Great One Bear is becoming a long time trying to get it, and that may have a better, like, I don't know, a satisfaction feeling, I guess. Have you checked out the new multi-mouse? There's only one, and I don't know what to think of it. It's a moose and a quail. It's kind of like, some of the poses are neat, but I don't know if I'm going to end up using it like in the main lodge. I like the little blood spatter thing they've done. Even though it's very Wade the Hunter-esque, they've done that with their birds too. I find a lot of the stuff in this update is similar to Wade Hunter. And by the way, it's only like some of the bird species. Pheasants, quail, turkeys. It's not like all animals do it. And probably that's good. You don't like see blood fly when you shoot a deer, typically. But it's interesting they've gone for that. Don't think... Oh, that might be the one that we were after this whole time. Are we gonna hit it? No. But I can try. The line in the binos, yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, that's one of those things that probably isn't going to be fixed until the next update. Maybe it's such a simple fix they can have it done even before the release of this one, but I'm not holding my breath. And I seriously, like, I don't know what exactly I'm gonna do, but I might come up with a way to just hide that, because it's gonna drive me nuts. A dog? Gonna lay down? Nope. Should I get this map? I think because there's really no new species on this one, it's very much like, you know, if you're interested in hunting the species that are on the map. Now, there are some of the weapon customization skins that you can get by purchasing the map. I think also, though, there's the veteran package or whatever they call it when it comes to, like, most of the weapon customization. That's like $3 or something. Maybe you'd prefer to get that instead. So we never claimed that bear, right? Hope the stream's been well so far. It's been good. Been getting to explore a little bit more of the map. Is there blood spatter when you shoot an animal with a bow? Good question. We'll have to try to find that out. Do you like the customizations? I do. You know, I just got our 22 looking like this now. I just like that we can make them all unique. What I intend to do over the course of the next probably month or more is not every video, but often just make a new layout, weapons we haven't customized yet, customize them, make them look different from others, and just slowly kind of fill our lodge with them. If you didn't know, the customized look of your weapons does show up in the lodge as whatever you customize them to. and I think that's pretty neat. You don't like the 22 camo? I think it looks good for a 22. I'd buy a 22 to look like that. I think this is Yukon Valley chip camo, this particular variant. You like the realistic camos? I was hoping we'd have a bit more of that. Kind of like what we have on the 270 Warden, for instance. Most of them are this type of, like, I'm going to call them like a splotch camo. Like, it's not photorealistic, it's just sort of outline breakup type of camo. You love it? I wouldn't want it on, like, my big game rifle, but I think it just fits a 22 super well. I think there should be camos you can unlock for challenges, like a diamond or great one, with a gun unlocks a cool camo. Yeah, like, there's so many options for it. I hope they do that kind of stuff too. Do you know if you can get weapon skins on Xbox? Yes. When this update drops on Tuesday, the weapon customization will be on Xbox as well. Look at this big fluff ball. Glorious. Okay, I wanna... Where was that at? There's a little, like, swampy looking thing down here. I wanna see if there's whitetail down here. Opinion on the new map? I like it. I'm going in with the... I'm gonna say assumption, because the devs never came out and said this, but I believe that the particular reason they did a map without really any new species, I mean, the bobcat are technically different from the Mexican bobcat, only in name. Their models are exactly the same. The green-winged teal are different from the Eurasian teal, and that makes them the only real new species on the map, but I'm going in with the assumption that they did that so that rather than spending time on new animal models, new animal animations and all that, they could instead make the weapon customization stuff and work on the backfilling of species to some of the old reserves, you know, your pheasants to Hirschfeld and Quattro, your pronghorn to Rancho, all that good stuff. Because it's not just like click a button and now the animals, they have to come up with the home ranges, they have to come up with the zone locations and all that. So, for what it is, I like the map a lot. I think it's a good combo of some of the North America maps that allows you to hunt, you know, multiple of your favorite species from what used to be what you'd have to hunt on several maps, all in one place. Can you show what map which customization gives? Yeah, let's see if there's whitetail down here, and then we can go and look into the weapon customization stuff a little. I've not seen the turkeys on lane yet. I do not know where they shall be. How does unlocking customization work? I can actually answer that in the next question. Is the weapon customization a DLC or free? So, you'll be able to customize weapons for free without buying the DLC, but there's, like, they called it Veteran, I think? There's the DLC you can buy that gives you access to more weapon skins. Now, on this early access build thing, as far as I know, all the creators have access to that Veteran thing without having to, like, purchase it. And the reason that's relevant is I can't then know which ones are free and which ones are paid. But there are free skins, and there also are paid skins, but it's not like you pay for an individual skin. Like you pay for the Veteran thing and you get a bunch of skins. If Bobcat equal Mexican Bobcat, are there blue Bobcat as rares? There should be. I want to do stuff on Hunt Club Beta, but nothing shows up on there for me. Unfortunately, I think they've abandoned that, which sucks. It was such a neat idea, but I've had the Hunt Club Beta turned off for forever. It was causing crashes years ago. It was more of a problem than anything, unfortunately. No worries, winners. I'm trying to understand it as best I can because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I don't think EW ever talked about free versus paid. As far as the weapon customization stuff goes, I don't remember that ever being mentioned. New guns. The new gun on this map is a 50 inline muzzleloader. Gonna be honest, it's not that good. Like the Caplock muzzleloader is just way more powerful for some reason. Alright, I don't see no deers. So, let's look at the customization stuff. And where are we going to chase whitetail? Let's look these lakes up here after we do that. Prettiest map? I think this one could rival Hirschfelden, but I would say Hirschfelden until I get to explore this one more. Is it weak? It seems to be. Like, it'll kill deer, it'll kill moose if you can make, like, a perfect shot. But I was going for frontal shots, and I couldn't even... The gun wasn't hitting them. It was weird. Connor, thanks for the super chat. Where in PA do you hunt? I'm 30 minutes north of Pittsburgh. I'm like 2-ish hours east of Pittsburgh. Okay. So weapon customization. Let's I'll unequip these so you guys can kind of see how it works. So let's say we're gonna set ourselves a loadout today, and we're gonna bring the 30-06. Gonna bring the 470, I guess, and a Mosin. Let's do that. So, what you'll do is in the storage locker here, you'll mouse over or select with a controller one of the weapons, and then in the bottom right you can see you've got that C to customize. Now, I don't know what it is on controller, but I'm sure in the bottom it'll show what button you hit. Click that. It opens your little 3D menu of customization. Now, someone asked which maps unlock which thing, so I guess we'll just go through one by one. And they're not in order either, which I wish they would be. Like, I wish it was Hirschfelden, Leighton, Medved, etc. But you got Quattro Cleanus Red, which I'm not going to show each of these because it's going to take forever if we do that. Got Hirschfelden Brown. We've got Leighton Lakes Orange, which is almost a blaze orange, not quite. You've got Medved Orange. A little more of like a... I think it looks pink, but I don't know. Mississippi Acres Gray. New England Brown. New England Green, which is sort of like an olive. New England Orange. Lots of New England stuff, by the way. New England Red. New England Tan. I actually kind of like this. It reminds me of some weapons I've seen in real life. Jared, thanks for renewing your membership, by the way. Certainly appreciate it. Now we're through New England. Parquet Brown. Rancho Red, like a very deep red. Reventulee Gray. Silver Ridge Orange is probably the most blaze orange we have. Tearoa Tan. Furhunga Dark Green. Might mess with that some. And a Yukon Valley Orange, which... Lots of oranges. Then we get to some of the actual patterns. Again, you've got a pattern, at least one pattern, per map. New England has a bunch. I wonder if that's what the veteran is, like all these New England ones. It may be. How did that do... I don't know why that did that twice, Jared. Thanks for the 32 months, though. No idea why it's having me send these separately, but 32 months? Holy... That's a lot of months, dude. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Okay, let's press on here. So we have the New England Mountain Bark. This one I will actually show them so you can see what they look like on the guns. Got New England's Leaf Spray. Not gonna lie, not a fan. You've got New England's Scale Spray. This reminds me of... Oh, I can't think of the name of it. There's a particular camo that looks very similar to this. It's one of the ones that sponsors in Hunting Sim 2. Then you've got these Laminate Woods. I don't hate them, don't love them. Got Quattro Cleanus Net Camo. I do sort of like that. We've got Hirschfelden Spur Camo. I thought it was fur this whole time. Oops. Then Leighton Lake Woodbark. I don't hate it. I think it would look good on small game weapons personally. Medved Brushstroke. I'm gonna mess with this some. I think it could look pretty neat. Then there's the Mississippi Acres Digital, which is something we'll no doubt do for some guns. I do think that turns out pretty decent. It fits well on guns. You can do the entire thing. You got the New England Cone Camo. I also sort of dislike this one. I'm sure some people will like it, but I've never seen like pine cones as a camo before. New England's Flecktarn. Never heard of that word. We did this on the 300 on Friday. Maple Bark, also from New England. I think you could do that on small parts, like grips on a pistol, and look okay. Then there's the Parquet Multicam. I think it's my favorite right now. That one works pretty decent. Rancho's Desert Camo. When we hunt Rancho, we'll no doubt use this. I do think that's pretty decent. Got the Reventuli Flectarn camo, different from the Parquet one. Another one I actually like. Stillbridge Peaks Hunter Bark. That I used on the 243 handgun. Te Oroa DPM, I don't know what that stands for. This to me looks like old army camo, which I like. Verhunga's Tiger Stripe, this is what I had on the 243 today. Then that Yukon Valley Chip, which is what we had on the 22. And finally, the Premium for New England. The only photorealistic camo we have. Flectarn is the German word for camo. Oh, really? See, that I'd have never known. Good reason to do it on stream. So, 30-06. What I do a lot is just do the stock and leave the metal as is. In my opinion, we need more metal finishes. But, you know, for now, this kind of works. I think we'll do something different since I've done this. What the heck? Let's leave it as the fall camo. I want to see... There's two things here I want to do. We'll do the 470, I guess. But I want to do a bow. Where's a bow? Let's do the Hawk Edge. Oh, it's only one. That's lame. Only the riser. It could have been so much cooler. I'm disappointed. It's still kind of cool, I guess. Glock? We'll do the Glock, and then we'll get our loadout back and head out. Where do be the Glock? There it is. Checking installed content. Okay. Two options for that. We'll just see what they are first. Got the slide. Basically, that's all it is. And I'm assuming the rest. Other than the trigger. I'd like if we could customize the trigger, but that's okay. Alright. Can I do wood? No. Thought maybe the grips. A deagle, kinda. Can you put a wrap on the bow? The only wrap is this, so yes. I just stay in the all category because they don't show up any different. Like, this doesn't, when you put this on, you don't see that. That actually looks okay. You don't see that and go, oh, that's a wrap. It looks texturally it's the same as anything else. Can you customize the 1-300? No pink camo. That is kind of lame. What do you mean by the 1-300? I don't know what you mean. It is thought out. Like the pattern sort of continues. If you see what I mean. I do like that. Not pink camo. Ew. That works for some things, not for the Glock. Let's see. That's not bad. That looks okay on the Glock. No blue camo? See, these are things that we can hope for in the future. I think the obvious answer is to make it bright orange, and everyone can hate me. I don't hate that. We'll do that. We're not even bringing it with us. I don't know why I care. We'll get the loadout that we had. We'll redo the 243 because I don't like what I did. 243. 308. Can I show the 20 gauge? There are too many oranges, I agree with that. Yeah, we can do the 20 gauge real quick. We'll even bring that instead of the 12 gauge. 22. And we're going to get the 20 gauge. So which one do you want? The side-by-side or the semi-auto? I'm going to get the semi-auto, and if you want the other one, I will change. I think this actually could be neat. Even though I like the clandestine a lot. Two options here. Can you do the crossbow? You can do anything. So you got the stock, basically. Can you do the entire thing? Pretty much. Semi? Okay. So this is what we'll roll with. I just want to see. Yeah, not for that. This is what I do, by the way. like prior to videos, I sit here for 20 minutes and try to come up with decent looking combos. I'm gonna have a hard time liking something better than the duck camo, to be honest. Rarely do I find that mixing and matching works. Couple of things, but not many. Let's do... I want to do something different. Like, there's a couple patterns I like and I do for everything. Does that look okay? That kind of looks like something I'd see on a shotgun. You can see the plug in there. See that orange right there? Is that what that is? No, it wouldn't be. Plug would be on that end. Don't mind me. Is that a gun in the game or do you have to buy it? It's a part of the Duck DLC, I think? Maybe wood on the stock? And then, like, nothing here? Ooh, that ain't gonna work. Maybe, hold on. What about... pick one that's got not camo. You're doing great, Shadow. I'm glad you're moving around right now. Artisan, probably the... No, this should be okay. Leave it Spurs. Let's do, what does this look like? Nah. Spurs was which now? Oh, it covers up the engraving. I didn't expect that. I guess it would have to. Yeah, we'll go with that. Now we have 2 camo 20 gauges for no reason. Alright, off we go. Keep up the content, I love it. I will definitely do my best, thank you, man. Spent more time on that customization screen than intended, but that is the kind of thing that happens. It really is fun. Like, just messing around and coming up with your... you know, your personal touch on the weapons. That's the thing I like. There's been a lot of guns that are plenty functional that I just don't hunt with because they don't look that good. I'll think of the past now. Uh-oh. No, I do have the 22. Okay. Thought I'd done oofed. How are the whitetail on this map? They're pretty good. We're about to explore a little further and see what else we can find. Like the engraving more? I kind of do too, but it was the shotgun I grabbed. Just pretend it's the clandestine. How'd you get the crossbow? That is Weapon Pack 1 DLC. Have you tried the waypoint thing? Yes, it works, but not as well as I would like. Yeah, you can revert it back. If you, in the part in the bottom there, where I would select the, like which part I was putting the camo on, there's a little X to remove it. Oh, hello. Decent-ish buck. Small buck. Be ready for the next one. Dope. Good. What the heck was I... Oh, binocular thing, right. So, the issue I have with it, let's say I want to mark this stand. When I hit the button, I guess I removed the previous waypoint, it's like above it. Like just a little too much. In this case, it's not that bad, but there's times when it's sort of... it's off by enough that it could throw you off. In these cases, it's all pretty good, though. Maybe it's like a particular hill we were on? I'm not sure. The other thing that I did, sort of... Can I hit that? Probably not. Nope. The thing I did prefer, though, with Classic, is Classics kind of... They have the same thing, you left-click, and it drops a marker. In Call of the Wild, it's R. So I don't know what it's going to be on console yet. Probably the reload button, whatever button that is. But in Classic, if you do that with the binoculars, it removes the old waypoint and places a new one. This one is like a toggle. So like you see that waypoint there. When I hit R once, it only removes. Then I hit again and it adds. Then removes, then adds. I wish it would just do it all at once, because rarely do I care about the old waypoint once I'm clicking that. Ooh, there is blood there. Wait a minute. Is it for everything then? I just haven't seen it. That's intriguing. The actor guy Thank you for the super chat. Can you look at the 30-30 camo coverage for me? We can. I want to try to make sure I ask this correctly. So, if you can, I don't want you to have to super chat again since you already asked your question there. But if you can put it in chat if one of the mods or somebody sees it if I miss it. Are you asking, like, how the camo looks, or are you asking just where the camo goes? Because we'll press on here and shoot a couple more deer, and then we'll go back and look at that. Can you do an Axis Deer guide with Hunter Classic? I'm going to be honest, I'm not real good with Axis Deer, although recently I've had some success, so maybe I can, work it out. When do you normally stream? The regular schedule is Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube, and then Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. After Christmas, the Wednesday evening stream is going to come back, but yeah, it's a little ways off yet. Both? All right, I'll try to take a look when we get back. Can you do a video on exclusively hunting bobwhite on this map? Maybe. They're actually more fun to hunt now, I find. Coffee has been acquired. Nice. What is the best map to hunt with the 243? Reventuli would be decent. Probably Te Awaroa. You can shoot everything on Te Awaroa other than the rabbits and turkeys ethically with the 243. So lots of, potential XP and cash and stuff to be gained just by using that gun. Can you customize any gun in this update? Yes. Literally any gun. Some are more customizable than others. It's more so like some genres. So, like the bows, you can only customize the riser, at least the bow that I tried to customize. The shotguns typically only have like 2 options, so you can do... Let me get the shotgun out. I'm just going to shoot it once, so be prepared. You can do like the barrel and the metal. Oh, there's a rabbit there. I don't think we got it. Anyway, you can do that, and then you can do the stock. What pack is the 22 in? The 22 that I have? This is weapon pack 1. How much time is that? We've got a whole hour. Can you do a every diamond with a bow series? Oh lord. We'll see. Depending on how quickly we can get caught up on Reventuli, because there's still some diamonds we're missing from that map to begin with. If it gets to be, say, like March, and we've got all the diamonds from Reventuli, got our Great One Bear and Great One Moose, then maybe we could do something like that. I can't with your voice, it sounds fake. How does it, what sounds fake about it? Can he customize the bindos? Sadly, no. Hey, Beak finally saw my Discord thing. Can you only customize certain guns? Any gun that you own, you can customize. Favorite Great One? Probably the Moose, unless you mean favorite Great One I have, and then Whitetail. Or the Whitetail that we have. A Great One grind using only a crossbow or recurve, including the grinding part? That could be rough. Where is you, bird? What's your favorite map? For the moment, it remains to be Leighton Lake. We'll see if this map can overtake it. The only reason I think it... There's another thick pheasant. The only reason I think it could... I don't know if bird shot's not as good as it used to be. I can't hit things at a distance. Anyway. The reason Leighton was my favorite for so long was because it was the most similar to like where I hunted in real life. Mississippi kind of was more similar than Leighton, but Mississippi just... That map wasn't as... I don't know how to describe it, but it was lacking a lot, it felt like to me. This map, we'll see. We need more trophy lodges, yes. That we do. You sound like one of those text-to-speech things, not to be rude or anything. Like, Like a Google Translate voice. The swift brown fox jumped over the... What is it? Some sort of log. Not to be rude continues to be rude. I didn't find it rude. Have you gotten a Red Deer Grit one yet? Yeah, last, late March, we got one. It was a Wednesday after a classic stream. It's like 11 o'clock, was just doing some grinding, trying to get her done, and yeah, it took about 5,600 kills. Is it Lazy Dog? I thought it was Bumpy Log or something. It is Lazy Dog, isn't it? Is a gold piebald fallow a good rare? Yeah, absolutely. You think it'd be cool for skull mounts? Yes. There was something I noticed in one of the lodges here. I thought it was a classic skull mount model, like from one of the bears, but they did have like a random skull mount, and I thought maybe that's hope that it's, you know, in the plans down the road. Is the update on later gen consoles? Or old gen? It should be. Hello. Some friendly duckers. But are there any deers? Are Melnistic boar rare? Yes. Are you going to do herd management for the Great One Moose and Black Bear? Nah, I don't like kind of like what it does to diamonds. It just devalues them so bad because don't get me wrong, like herd management definitely works. Like you get way more diamonds and stuff when you do it. And for me that's kind of the problem. Like it works, and I don't want to get to a point where I shoot hundreds and hundreds of the same diamonds to the point that they no longer matter. Like I still, even with the Black Bear grind, whatever it was, 30-ish diamonds in, every time I'd see a level 9, like my heart rate would pick up a little bit, like I gotta make sure I make the shot, don't want to let it get away and all that. I feel like that goes away at a certain point when it's like hundreds of diamonds, and I don't want that to happen. What do you think the best pack is? Weapons-wise? This 22 is invaluable from Weapon Pack 1. It really... It's one gun that I can't live without. I can do without the, you know, since I have it, the 20 gauge from the Duck DLC. I can really even do without the 308, even though we're carrying it right now. 243 is a base game weapon. That 22 is important. Camping / farming animals boring? I would say to a degree, like, regular grinding is even, like, almost farming animals, but by shooting literally everything, you don't influence the next thing to spawn. You know what I mean? Like, I like that it's just random. I'm not seeing many deer up here. Let's go... I'm trying to pick, like, a cluster of lakes. These 4 might be okay. For me, the feeling goes away after 2 diamonds of the same species, especially if it looks the same. Yeah, more variants in like racks and stuff I think would help that. What about the 22 H or the Zarza 22? So, there's one particular... feature is the wrong word. There's a thing that the 22... this one, Virant, can do that those other 2 can't. And that is intentionally shooting near an animal to alert them, but not spook them. Both of those other guns will spook them. If you're more than, I think it's 100 meters away from an animal, you can, say you're like 100 meters away, like 102, you can just shoot into the air. They'll hear it, they'll go alert, but they won't spook. If you're more than 150, they won't even hear like the gunshot itself, but you can shoot the ground next to them and they'll hear the bullet hit. Again, they won't spook, they'll just go alert. If you try, hey, that's a big rabbit. If you try that with the other 22s, the animals just spooks. It's a very, Like, especially in, say, multiplayer where, stuff can be weird and it's important when you see the animal to take it down because you don't know if you're going to crash, you don't know if you're going to get kicked, anything like that. Being able to alert the animal and get it to turn around is huge. Just now, huh? The only diamond eastern cottontail rabbit we shot was in Mississippi early access, and fortunately, that stuff carried over, so I wasn't required to do like a grind for one or anything. Maybe we can get another early access eastern cottontail. Is it better to play multiplayer or single player? Single player would be better long term always. Because anything you shoot directly impacts your next hunt. If you shoot 50 animals on your single player map, the next time you go out, there's going to be 50 new animals that respawn and replace those 50 that you shot. But multiplayer always has that chance of, like, say you have like a favorite map in single player that you go to, and you're not killing any diamonds there. You may go to multiplayer, and at that lake, there may be a diamond there, and maybe that host, it's not their favorite lake, so they don't check that spot. There's always that chance, so, I think it's good to play a balance of both. This is odd, because I don't see, like, the trail through the grass where this rabbit's gone. It's gonna be the bobcat all over again, I can feel it. There's that track there. Did it turn? Like, usually they push the grass down, and you can see where they went. It isn't a straight line, huh? Probably warped. Typically, that's English. That's what that means. If you see like a perfect straight line like this, that's usually indicative of when you change the time, that animal will warp to where it's supposed to be and the tracks can disappear. Shot my first deer ooh, God, shadow. The heck was that? First deer a few months ago was a doe, congrats. She just like randomly decided to shake her head and hit it on the desk. How do you like the new map? I like it a lot. It's a North American Reventuli Coast for me, if that makes sense. Like, it's got a lot of species that I'm wanting to hunt. But you've also got like the waterfowl, the pheasants, the turkeys, like, and even raccoons, like small game that you encounter often while hunting other stuff. And that just makes for a fun experience. If you're just gonna stand there. I don't know where all the deer are though. Not seeing them so far. What's your buck score? The official score that's like in the books is 171 3/8. That's the net, not typical score. The official gross score after the drying period was 179 1/8. So I think it's pretty fair to say that my score that I came up with when I scored it myself of 180 6/8 was probably pretty close. I think it's reasonable to expect about an inch of antler to diminish in that drying period. Cooper, thank you for the super chat. Just shot my second great one red deer, only got 300 kills. Hey, nothing wrong with the low kill count grind. Congrats, man. She doesn't like me better. What are you talking about? She just likes that I take her out. I know it's a bit early, but what do you think the next map will be? Is it too early to start predicting Africa 2.0 again? I guess I'll go with that. I don't have a better option or better idea. How do animals respawn? No one knows exactly, but the most like simplistic terms I can describe it is when you shoot an animal, another similar animal will replace it. So when I say similar, like if you shoot a bull moose, you're gonna get a new bull moose on your map to replace it. Size-wise and stuff, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be entirely random, but like it's at least partially random. So someone say an Asian map? Yeah, there's a lot of neat species over there. Great channel, thanks for showing off the new map. My pleasure, man. I'm taking Tuesday off from work. Do you know what time the new map is being released on the East Coast? Typically, it's kind of like fairly early morning-ish. Sometimes like 6, 7 in the morning, something like that. It's not always the exact same time, but usually like on release day, by the time that I'm, you know, up and got my coffee and everything, the map's out. Is a diamond mallard and a piebald female in the same flock rare? Yeah, I would say it's not very likely that's going to happen many times, but I would also say it's mostly rare because of the diamond. There's piebald mallards in a lot of flocks. What was that? A raccoon. Nice. Love the stream. Keep up the great work. Love the content. Thank you, man. I'll definitely do my best. There should be a Yellowstone map. I've thought of that. An alternate reality in which you can hunt in Yellowstone. Tis an idea. Raccoon's Latin name is Pricon Lotor. That's my nickname in high school. What's Raccoon's max level? Yeah, 5. It's weird. Like, there's no good reason that it shouldn't be 3. But it's 5. An Everglades map? Yeah. It might be too close to Mississippi. You're probably right. I always wanted one, but I didn't think of that. Mississippi's kind of similar. Wait. Slow down over there. Guess we got it. A regular coffee mate addict. I feel like I don't drink coffee every day. Like I didn't have coffee today because I slept to within like 45 minutes of the stream. But most days, if I'm not hunting, I require my coffee to be able to function. What a little fluff. Look at them eyes. Teefs. I think the inspect screen is going to do a lot of good for, like, just appreciating how good the models are. Can't wait till my 243 finally looks good. Probably going to look better than mine. I don't like what I've done here. I really don't. It is what it is. How old are you? I am 25. It's almost like I get older every year, but when that happens, like every time the number increases that I start responding, it's like, man, I'm starting to get old. I was like 19 when people started asking that question. 12-6, 12 half of 12. Which animal do you think deserves a remodel? Roe deer? Their antlers are fine, but their body model could use work. I'm trying to pick like the original 12 or 15, whatever it was. Roosevelt elk could use a rework. I think those would be my 2. Biggest whitetail and game or in real life? Speaking of whitetail, where was the one that I spotted? This, by the way, is what I mean when I say like it's Hirschfelden-esque but a North America map. most lakes on, say, Layton or, you know, pick the other North American maps, Rancho SRP, there's not so many trees right against the shore, but this map there are, and that definitely makes it a little tougher to like spot everything around. And I'm not saying that's bad. Ooh, that was new. Now that could be because he was attentive. I did see that. Did that miss? Oh, good. He's stuck, but I can't shoot him. Anyway. Maybe it's not as possible to shoot things immediately now. Like, you know, get 2 or 3 in a herd. How long are we going to be live? Another 39 minutes. I thought those were ducks. Need a Pickabeen map? That'd be an area, I mean, we have New Zealand, but that'd be an area that's kind of different. Do you think the next great one could be Red Fox? I wonder. I was saying that in a video, I don't know which. You know, it'd be unique, for sure. Regardless of what they do, it would be unique. Would I enjoy grinding it? No. Would I grind for it anyway? Probably. Look at that rack bob. That's terrible. They gotta fix that. I thought this would look cooler. It really doesn't. I don't know. Good enough. Flesh. Guts. Oh, good. I got the lung on the 3rd shot when it didn't matter. Perfect. Alright. To the next. What's up, Mel? To reiterate what Kyla said there, though, I will be doing a Great One Moose grind after early access ends. So, you know, potentially starting end of next week, I think, or this week. I think with, it's still hunting season. I'll still be hunting a good bit this week. So I'll be in the process of, like, unlocking the map again and getting tents and stuff sort of figured out. I don't think we'll be doing any proper grinding till close to the weekend. Imagine getting a great one just by chance without grinding. That would be like the dream, right? Because there is always that potential. I think that was the initial idea behind great ones, but I don't know that I started grinding, or like invented it, whatever you want to call it. But I know I was among the first to do it, and surely they must have seen that coming to a degree. But like I had all the diamonds in the game at that point, and they released it as a great one whitetail, and I'm like, well, the perfectionist in me isn't gonna let me not have one. So I just started shooting hundreds and hundreds of whitetail, and now, like, that's just the thing. Everybody grinds for them. And they're not quite that thing of, like, you never know what's out there. It's more of, like, if I shoot enough of these, I'll get one. You know? Like, it never became that, you never know type of thing as much. You don't think what mess with moose? Your great one whitetail was the initial spawn? Was that Rancho when that stuff started? I think it was, because I don't recall anybody ever getting one on Layton. And I remember that too, because there was do you guys remember the Trailblazer betas? They haven't done that in years, but there was a time when, not for new maps, but new features, sometimes like new weapon packs, they would do what was called a Trailblazer beta. Anybody, unfortunately only on Steam, or on PC, could join it, because apparently setting up betas like that for consoles difficult or impossible. But it was usually a weekend, and I think it was just an opportunity to get some feedback from the community for the devs to start working on potential issues before the update even comes out. So the great ones were in this Trailblazer beta, and somebody found one. Somebody shot enough whitetail and got a great one whitetail. And I remember saying on stream, like, somebody's going to get an initial spawn one. And I don't think anybody ever did. But when Rancho came out, it suddenly started happening. Just want to start grinding. I'm so afraid of getting one and then not being able to keep it. I don't want that to be my life. Pretty cool, you can heart shot them and they move now. Biggest whitetail in game? Since they've kind of redone the scoring, I think maybe 270... I think we had a 275? Something like that. Prior to that, it was 288 or 289, but they used to score different. Is it worth shooting does? In certain circumstances it can be helpful, but for the most part, all that would do is give you a chance at maybe seeing a rare doe respawn. Exactly, Mel. And I just don't know. Like, I don't know if we're keeping stuff or not. I can't tell. Did you get into the football with USA getting to the playoffs? Nah, I didn't. I mean, I followed it, but I didn't watch it. I would just, like, check and see if they were winning. Map looks so sick. It's pretty well done, like, as far as, like, the terrain stuff goes. The variety between, like, you got the mountains, you've got the alpine region, you've got the fields down low. There's a lot of different terrain to explore. They should, little. Are drink zones being reset on other maps? Do you mean, like, times changed? Because there shouldn't be any time changes. I think, there's a couple of random species that are being reset that may kind of move their zones. I can't even think of what they are. Somebody here will know. Mouflon's one of them. And then... I don't even know if moose are getting reset. They might be. Not seeing any big deer. Hello there. Couple of friends. I guess we'll shoot one. Not well, but I guess we'll shoot one. Do you think trapping should be added? I think it'd be a lot of resources and stuff. It would be a lot of animations and mechanics and stuff they'd have to make that probably wouldn't... Like, it just doesn't entirely fit into the main point of the game, so I think they'd be better off if they thought trapping was something they wanted to do, like doing a trapping specific game or something like that. This would be a perfect beaver map? Isn't it insane we don't have beavers to take out our frustration on them for ruining our tents for years? Have you tried a tree stand? Not yet. I have not. Free look and true size should be added. Those are two features I'd love to see. Free look, like, I've gotten used to playing Call of the Wild without it, but I do use it in Classic a lot. And I'd like it to be put into Call of the Wild too. Don't freeze again, no! Might be doing my grind on... Where did that go? New England, I still have trauma over a mountain lion scaring my black bear. Yeah. We'll have to see. Ah, it's gonna be the wrong gun. I wanted to shoot a pheasant. I still haven't killed one on this map. Ha! Did none of those hit? I think I'm just bad. Will you guys fly this way? Probably not. What's free look? So, like, I'm auto running right now, right? If I were able to free look, I could turn my mouse and look this direction, but still be running this way. No matter, like, basically, if I'm moving forward, I'm moving the direction that my screen is facing. But it would be nice to be able to run one way and look another way, just like look to your side and not have to change the direction that you're moving. Any chance the Trophy Lodge glitch reappeared? I don't... Are you referring to the place an animal on any plaque thing? Because... Was that removed? I think it was. Alright, we're pretty well through whitetail drink time. Let's see if we can get some meat. I want to go elsewhere. Let's follow this, like, southern chunk of the river. Basically, you move your neck. Yes. Hey, thank you, Squatch. The fact that we never made that a shirt, Kyla. Missed opportunity. Wait, that's not the glitch you mean? What glitch are you talking about then? Do you use hunting stands? Usually if I use them, it's particularly for doing a grind of some kind because it helps with hunting pressure. I've got spots where I'll use them though just regularly. Guess we'll go this way. Gonna make more sense for the wind. Do you enjoy the creeks? I do. They're quite nice. I think they've been designed with a little more, like, I'll say understanding that people are gonna hunt them by just, like, running along the thing and wanting to shoot everything that's there. Because if you think of, like, the Hirschfelden rivers, and even the Leighton ones to a degree, animals often drink in just the worst possible spots to actually shoot them when you see them. It seems they've considered that here, and actually, when animals are drinking at the creek, they're where you'd hope they'd be. Biggest IRL buck? The buck I shot last year was a 14-point, 180-inch gross score. Hello? I see you up there. Looks exactly like the real thing. I go here all the time. I like the leaves. Do they actually float? I think so. I can't tell if it's the water. I swear the leaves were moving, though. I can't tell. They look like they're moving under there a little. Only gotten 2 8 points in a spike. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I was saying earlier this year I had never gotten a decent 8 point. Like, the only 8 I had is a really little basket rack. It was probably a yearling, and I probably shouldn't have shot it, but I was like 17 or something, so I did. But I finally got a decent 8 in West Virginia this year. So I thought that was cool. You guys kill deer? Yes, sometimes. I thought that was piebald for a second, but it wasn't. My great uncle killed a 16 point a few weeks ago. There you go. Pretty cool. I think if I'm reading that right, Winter, you're saying Call of the Wild's fun because it isn't, like, entirely realistic? Because I would agree with that. Hoping for a good late archery season? When's that start? It might be, Luke. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, what that all looks like. What's up, CJ? Good to finally catch you in a live. Love the videos. Keep up the awesome work. I will definitely do my best. Thank you, man. Appreciate you stopping in here. We still got 25 minutes here as we're doing a little exploring. Explorizing. Me and my dad doubled on the 20th. He shot a giant. I shot a spike. But he had 6 other points on it? What? That's cool. Like a spike with not stickers necessarily, but or maybe a vertical 7 point, kind of? I don't know how to... I think I can picture what it looks like, but I'm having a hard time describing what I think it is. Are they adding 2 species of medved? Wolves and capercaillie, yeah. Do you have a male friend with you? This is what I'm talking about, though. Like, You're running up this creek. The animals just typically tend to be in spots where you see them. There's a 4-point with a drop time on the trail camera. That's pretty cool. We had one, which was, it was a total of an 11-point. He was a 7x4. One side just massive. I'm almost certain he comes from the genetic line that the buck I killed last year came from. But he's only 3, so he has all kinds of potential to get bigger. And like it was November 2nd or 3rd or something, he busted off his weak side, that 4-point. So he's now just a 7-point half rack walking around. And we're just hoping he's going to make it to next year. Do you hunt whitetail or mule deer in real life? Whitetail. I'd like to hunt mule deer though. How would you feel about them adding a game type reserve where you can choose when animals are on there? Like almost create your own reserve in the species sense? I think that'd be tough for them to do from a... What are you doing, Shadow? I thought she was gonna throw up. It'd be tough to like sell that map. Not well. Okay, here's what it would be. It would be tough to sell future maps, I feel like. Like I think it would cut into potential other sales that might not be the best idea for them, but it would be fun to, you know, make your own game ranch in a way. Gonna try to get the spruce moose. The spruce moose is on the loose. This moose is on the loose. I quite like that you can't, although we hit that fine, you can't do what you used to be able to do. Being, like, when they're on the move, you shoot them and they would, like, their knees would buckle and they'd stop for so long you'd have time to get a second shot off. And, like, a second accurate shot. Your first shot needs to be accurate now. I don't know if I think it's just the moose with the new animations, though. It's a big goose? Yes. $300 is indeed worth getting. Does anybody know, like if you hit a moose in the flesh with a 300, will it die? Because I don't think it'll die. Black bear do, which made that grind slightly easier. If you made a poor shot, it would kill the bear eventually. I'm not so sure it's going to kill a moose. Nice little 204 feller. Seeing that uneven rack again. I don't know if it was just me, but like it felt like uneven racks just stopped happening for forever there. Any pop resets? There's no full pop resets. Mouflon are getting reset, and I think maybe moose, and I think one or two other things, but nothing's like an entire map reset. I do not TC, no. Favorite gun for beginners moose grinding? I suppose it depends what you have. I would... If you have the Teawaroa DLC, I'd use the 303. At least until you can get a hold of the 300 from Yukon. The 338 would do okay if you have that from the base game. And the 7mm would do okay. But I think the 303 would be like your best free option in-game cash-wise. You still have to pay for the map DLC to get Teawaroa, but you don't have to pay for the gun itself, I don't think. Hey, thank you, Luke. I honestly had no idea, but I appreciate everybody stopping in. My thing doesn't show the viewer count, so I'm just here so I don't get fined. Yeah, Brody, 300 plus for a moose is massive. Holy, speaking of massive, I found them all. Good soup. Right here, for anybody who would like to remember that spot. What animal gives you the most money? Red deer overall, typically. The higher the max level of the animal, the more cash payout you get. That's why predators typically are very high cash payout, but red deer in such big herds, you have the potential to kill a bunch. Whereas predators are typically solo or at best like pair animals. So you're never going to see as many in an area. And you're just going to be able to get more red deer per hour, let's say. I feel like they almost do a little too much head shaking, almost like the Cape Buffalo. But it's not bad. So let's see, do these guys take off so fast that I can't kill two? No, you can. If you're fast about it, you can. I don't know with the 300 and having to work the bolt, but with the semi-auto at least you can get two. What map is this? This is the upcoming next DLC map, New England Mountains. Releasing in 2 days. 2 days, Tuesday. How's the hunting going? It's going good, man. We're getting somewhere here with checking on some of the meats down at the creek. I think we just killed two. Looks like we did. Wonder if the lever guns are fast enough? Maybe? You can make the argument the 4570 would be a better option than the 308. Because this is the downside, right? Like if you were to... If you chose the 308 because the 300 is not fast enough, there's a big boy, you'd have to do all this tracking, except they died right in front of us, so it's not a problem. But typically it'd be an issue. I like the animations, but I think I'm having a hard time getting used to it not being the insta drop, so I get confused every time. How do you get the 30-06? That is weapon pack 3, I believe. Still live, I see. Yeah, I haven't died yet. Do we know how much the map costs? I don't know if it's been announced anywhere, but I think we can pretty safely assume it's going to be the same price as previous maps, $7.99 US. Game needs cross-platform. It would benefit a lot. I do think it would. I just think, you know, more opportunities for, like, friends to hunt together and stuff in this game. Multiplayer is a lot of fun. Like, I do like multiplayer in this game, but you miss out. Like, everybody has a friend that doesn't have the same platform as them. You know, someone's on PS4, someone's on Xbox, someone's on PC. It's a missed opportunity there, I feel like. But they've said, like, there's limitations and reasons they've not done it. They do look more realistic. Is that a bull? I think it was a little baby bull beside that. Anyway, the fleeing and stuff does look more realistic. Before it was too erratic and fast. I'm lucky all the boys have Xbox. I feel like maybe everybody does this, but I don't remember realizing this as a kid. But when I was younger, it would always work out that, like, for Christmas or whatever, I would get... I think the best example is the Gen 3 of Pokemon, even though they didn't come out at the same time. But anyway, I got Pokemon Sapphire, my brother got Emerald, and then my cousin got Ruby, and it all worked out. We could, you know, do, like, all the trades and stuff, and, you know, everybody had something a little bit different, but still similar. Even though Emerald was actually the better version, we were too young and dumb to know that. Anyway. I feel like with online gaming and stuff now, it's not... Because obviously what happened was there was a little, conversation between, like, my parents and my cousin's parents to be like, hey, let's not get them all the same game, let's get the similar ones. But, like, I don't know, I think a lot of people now have friends via the internet that type of stuff can't happen. But at the same time, you probably make that friend because they have the same console as you. A little pixelated on my end? Yeah, when running through trees and stuff, a lot of times that's gonna happen. Do Goldeneye still pay a lot of cash? Oh, we killed one, I didn't even look. I'm not sure. There you go, Rage Monkey, that's cool. Hi from England, not New England. Old England, you might call it. What's going on, Devil Riser? Are there mule deer on this map? There are not. Too far east. I know this is not your regular stream time, but thank you for the early stream. It gave me a great start to my day. My pleasure, man. I was quite looking forward to this one. Just, it's always fun to get to do one at a different time. Get to see new faces that typically can't make the Monday streams, and especially on like a weekend. I don't really get to do weekend streams anymore. It started because of hunting and all that. And it's kind of a necessity to be able to keep a consistent schedule and still hunt, but it's nice to finally get to do a weekend stream again. We were doing the Wednesday ones for Red Dead all that time, or Sunday rather. Whatever day that is, you know, the one after Saturday. The 308's not bad for moose heart shots. It really does a good job. When does the map come out? Tuesday. 2 days from now. When's the farming sim streams? I can't promise anything, okay, but I really hope after hunting season, so like the late season ends something like January 16th. I'm gonna be away for a couple days there, and then hopefully when I get back, we'll actually have time to stream it. I've been so badly wanting to play the game. Ever played Farming Sim? I played Farming Sim 17, I played Farming Sim 19. I've played a bit of 22, but not as much as I would have liked to. Literally what happened was, I mean, basically the schedule I just tried to lay out last year. So like well actually what happened was I shot my buck last year, and I basically didn't hunt the late season. I was satisfied with my big male, so that was that. And it gets to be like end of February, so I still did some like drives and stuff for my family, so I was still trying to hunt a little bit in the late season, but it's like January 30th, 31st. I'm finally kind of caught up on things. Gonna play Farming Sim for a little while, and then I was planning on streaming it. And then February 2nd, we got Shadow, and it was a full-time job taking care of her for a couple of months there, so I literally have 5 hours in Farming Sim 22. It will be on Twitch though, yes. I may attempt a video or two of it and see how it goes, but I don't think my content style quite suits. We'll see. When's the Mount Fort coming back? I hope soon. He literally just got the hide back from the tannery. I know everybody's behind. Like, it's not just the taxidermist, it's the forms that they do the mounts on. It's like the tanneries doing the hides. Everything's got backed up from the pandemic and still isn't caught up. In every business for the most part. But after the season's over, so a week from tomorrow probably, I'll go up, pay him a visit, you know, make sure everything's sorted and make sure that we have the form and everything picked out. I was gonna have him do some like habitat with it, I shot the buck down to that like CRP stuff, so I was gonna see if we could do that, but I think for the sake of trying to get it back sooner, I won't do that. Ooh, show the 30-30, you're right. Alright, let's see if we can kill one more moose. And then we'll do that. There's a lodge right there, so. Past 1K viewers. Holy, I appreciate everybody coming out here today. Got a big 9-point last Sunday, 145. Nice, man. That's almost exactly what I'm after. It's about 140, 145 inch 9-point, but I don't know where he hides in rifle season. He just disappears. My brother said it would have been like Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. He does like a European mount business, I guess we'll call it that. And he was skinning deer heads till like midnight. And he was driving home and his lights hit like a huge deer in the field. And he thought he saw like the antlers and everything. Pretty confident it's the buck that we've been after. Somehow survived the first day yet again. 1.1K. Holy, holy, holy. It's good to see the hype for... What was that? A cow. Good to see the hype for New England happening, though. Fishing videos soon? We'll see. I'd like to do some fishing videos. I'm not exactly sure what you mean, Red Eye.
your brother illuminated wildlife? I guess technically, but it was like, if he's driving down this road, right? You have to turn here, and the deer would have been standing like down here. So he sort of just lights hit it as he was turning and knew what it was. In the video yesterday. Oh, okay, I know what you mean. I don't know what skins are what, but there are free ones, and then I think it's $3 or something. I don't know where I got that idea, but I swear I read that it's $2.99 for the veteran DLC that gets you like the paid skins as well. Should make a Rancho Pronghorn video. I definitely want to do that sometime, hopefully sooner rather than later. I think the plan is going to be, because we're going away for Christmas to visit Kyla's family, I think I'm going to save some of those other maps for that prep, because everything's new and it's a lot easier to prep a video where everything's just like, wow, look at this, look at this, look at this. Yeah, we're gonna go and check the 3030 out. We can just do it now since we're talking about it. I don't want to forget, unless there is a meese visible down that way, and it's not looking as if there is. We'll do that, and then we can maybe jump somewhere and shoot one more thing. The green-winged teal is the only entirely new species, and it's only entirely new in that it's a little, like, the model actually is different from the Eurasian teal. The bobcat, like, it's named different than the Mexican bobcat, but the models are exactly the same. Let's get us a 3030. Wherever it may be. I'm just going to hunt with it for the last 5 minutes here after we do the customization, so I'll get the scope. Alright, so you got 2 parts that you can customize. You can do the stock and the grip, foregrip, and actually I want to leave that on there. And ew, all the metal. Except for the hammer, and I can't make it go that way. I guess that's as close as we can get. I don't know if I can make this look good no matter how hard I try. I kind of think the regular wood's going to be as good as it's going to get. Can we look at the longbow? We can, yeah. That's not horrible. Not good, but it's not horrible. It's hard to look okay with the gold plate. Or gold plated. Oh, there it is. I've seen guns that kind of look like that. This reminds me of the engraved in Classic. I guess that's okay. What's up, Tuck? What did you say about a simple black? That is a color I feel we're missing. If that's what you were saying. Anyway. Maybe we're gonna end up stuck doing this for the remainder of the stream. That's cool too. I like looking at everything. Let's... You know what? We'll do that. Couple minutes just looking at some weapons. Let's look at... Someone said the longbow. And I wanted to see a crossbow. And we'll throw this in here too to see what we can come up with. So longbow... Oh, there's 2 parts for this one. Is it going to be the grip and the... Is it called a riser when the entire thing is kind of... I'm not sure about that. So you got that. Yeah, and then the... I mean, you can make that very much your own. Ooh. Hold up. I found one I like this on. I'm alright with that. I think that looks okay. A nice laminate color. That works? I think it does. Oh, and actually, if you look, the little string silencers also match the grip. I'd probably do most likely black, but for the sake of trying to come up with something. Snakehead, thank you for the super chat. We do need more rifles to go to Class 9. I 100% agree. What about like a brown? That works. I'm going to keep that because I might forget. Is there a darker brown? This sort of fits better, even though it's red. Okay. Not this 4-8 nonsense. There's just so many of them. Oh, there's 3 parts with the crossbow. So obviously we're going to have... I assume the limbs and the stock and everything are all one. Oh, they're separate. I have a theory here. So, I've seen something like this done. Oh, we don't have black, though. So I wanted to do, like, black limbs, because that sometimes looks pretty sleek on crossbows, but I can't. I mean, we can try to... We can make it a fall camo to match the map. That's not terrible. Could do... What about... I mean, we have a winter camo crossbow, though. A Rancho crossbow? Eh. I'm not sure I want to customize the crossbow. They do look pretty good as is, but come up with something. Not what I meant to do. I don't mind the camos. I feel like we need some metal finishes and stuff. Almost none of the paints I actually like. And they don't look like terrible here, but they typically end up not looking that good. I can live with something like that, though. What about orange limbs? Eh. Not really. Yeah, that's probably the only way I'd do it. And I think I prefer it regular. Anyway, what was the last one? I wanted to see what we could do with this. Oh, there's 2 parts on this then. Interesting. So you can do the release and the cams. I wish you could do the string, because the other part's going to be the riser. And not the limbs. That's not bad. Do like that, and it'd be like my real life bow, kind of, from last year. It's close. It's very close, actually. Is that? Okay, I guess it is. Although that to begin with is already close. Need real tree camo? Yeah, I'd like some more photorealistic camos. Like this New England Mountains Premium one does look solid, but more options there would be nice. A bright camo that's actually a decent color, just an all black. I do think we need like an all black paint. It's sort of amazing to me we don't have one. I doubt there's anything we can do to make this look better. So what part is... Okay, that's the stock. You can do the barrel. And then like the bolt and the... I mean, you could do... But you can do that on any of them. I don't know. That's the one thing. I think if we got metal finishes to do... You know, you could do like a stainless steel barrel, or you could do like a deeper black with like that kind of bluing. I think that would sort of open up some customization options, but for the most part I like what they're going for here, and it's been talked about before. The potential for other customization, whether it's, as we talked about today, the vehicles or your binoculars or whatever. And then I really hope character customization happens at some point, and trophy shots. I know it's a lot to ask for this far into a game's life, but I would like that. Some duck camos, yeah man, some like swamp, like the grasses and stuff. Could be nice. Anyway, I think on that note, that is going to do it for this stream. I don't think we got anything super special, but shot a lot of stuff and got to see, you know, some good locations for moose. We had the max weight level 7 red fox, got to see that new model, and of course, lots of fun with the customized weapons. But yeah, I will say it again in case anybody missed the community tempos. No stream tomorrow, going to be a regular video at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then, other than Friday, we'll see what we're going to do for Friday. The schedule should kind of go back to normal here, at least as far as videos and all that kind of stuff. So, just wanted to make that little mini announcement here once again. On that note, thank you guys for watching, thanks for hanging out, thanks for all the support today, and I will see you in that video tomorrow back here on New England. Bye!